everyone, WDHN forecaster Mandy McQueen here as we go into the noon hour. We're continuing to track this large line of storms as it continues to affect a lot of the state. You see up there in the very corner of the state, we do have a tornado warning. That's not in effect in our area. We did have a tornado warning though in northern Dale County, just northeast of Ozark. Continue to move off the northeast. That has now expired. It expired as of 11:30 a.m. this morning, but of course we're not out of the woods just yet. Here's a look at that line of storms moving off towards the east now. That strong line of storms moving in more into Barber County towards Eufaula, so heads up there. Now moving into Abbeville as well, and then that line of storms will continue to move towards Dothan also. So like I said, you want to stay weather aware for today. So here's a look at that timing for today. Now it's going to hit Dothan roughly around lunchtime or a little after lunchtime. So if you need to do anything, go ahead and get that done now. But really by lunchtime, that's when you need to be weather aware here in the Circle City. Even for Bonifay also roughly after 12 o'clock, about 12:15 there in the north central part of the Florida Panhandle. Now behind that though, to our west, Crenshaw, Covington County, Okaloosa, Florida, the severe threat for them, mostly that threat is over. So that's the good news there. It's mainly with this main squall line that we're watching that's continue to move off towards the east and the northeast. That's going to continue with those really strong thunderstorms, those gusty winds. Now behind that, still going to deal with some rain for today, but we won't be dealing with the severe portion of those gusty winds and that threat of some tornado warnings. Now for our southwest Georgia counties, it's roughly going to hit over the Chattahoochee roughly a little after between 1 and 2 o'clock, starting to move in over the Chattahoochee, but you'll have to deal with that weather. You won't be severe clear until probably roughly between 3 and 4 o'clock this afternoon. So that's something we'll continue to watch though for our southwest Georgia counties, but they won't be dealing with that until roughly around 1 o'clock as those storms continue to move off towards the northeast. Marginal risk still in effect, and again, because that's going to be more for the eastern part of Alabama and our southwest Georgia counties. So that's a 1 out of 5. Doesn't mean we're out of the clear just yet. We do have a tornado watch that's still technically in effect for Okaloosa County and west of that towards Pensacola area, but the rest of us in a severe thunderstorm watch. Now, what that means also with that severe thunderstorm watch, even if we don't have any more tornado warnings, the biggest threat is going to be the straight line winds, which of course we don't have a straight line wind warning, but they can be just as dangerous as a tornado warning and cause just as much damage with those straight line winds. So that's why you want to be very careful with the severe thunderstorm warning if that's issued. But right now we're still under a severe thunderstorm watch for most of our Wiregrass counties in Eufaula, Henry County, as well as Dale, Coffee, Geneva, Houston County, and in the Florida Panhandle counties as well. So like I said, the biggest threat, can't rule out a tornado or two, but that's still on the low end, even though we did see a quick spin up there in northern Dale County. The biggest threat though is going to be that wind and those straight line winds for today. So like I said, just stay weather aware. Temperatures right now in the 60s and 70s. You can see those cooler temps to our west where all that rain has been and where it still is lingering. Here we haven't quite gotten to the rain yet, so we're still in the upper 70s, but then as we get that rain, temperatures are going to go down. So really our highest chance is going to be around 78, but we're getting close to our high. But I think once we get that rain moving on in, we're going to start to cool off in the afternoon with our lows going down around 62. Still going to have some of those lingering showers throughout our night in the early Friday morning hours, but we won't have that severe threat though late tonight and into the early morning hours. So that's the good news there. Here's a quick look though at the next 7 days. Behind this rain and behind that cold front, cooler and drier air just in time for the weekend.